Cloud9 versus Rogue. I keep looking at the camera over there, but Dan is doing his physiotherapy because his arm is pretty much the equivalent of this truck right now. So he's doing his physiotherapy to fix his truck, and then he'll be back probably in the next 45 minutes or so. So we're going into Cloud9 versus Rogue on Mirage. Now, Rogue are not the strongest of teams, I think it's fair to say, in the league. Yesterday, they did not have a very good performance, I think it's fair to say. I think from what we've seen of them, they are capable of better. They had pretty slow starts, all things considered. So hopefully we will see a better Rogue today. Starting on Mirage, nice open map. They'll need Cadian to be on point with the AWP. What else do you envisage here?
I think, yeah, Rogue's not the greatest team, but they're a lot better than they were last season. Cloud9 are also in kind of rocky territory where they have done somewhat well in maps. I think they beat, was it, they 2-0'd FaZe? Or they 0-2'd by FaZe, but it was close. They lost to Tyloo 0-2. And so their results have been up and down, but there still should be a tier above and should be able to take down Rogue. And their fragging core is still there, right? Like Rush, Tarek, Automatic, absolutely insane players.
I think I saw a quote from an ESPN interview of FNS saying that he was struggling to fit into the Cloud9 system or something along the lines of that. I haven't read the article. Have you seen it?
I haven't read the article. I would actually like to read that. But he did actually play well. He was, I think in the series versus FaZe when they got 2-0, he had like 94 ADR across the two maps, which is just really good when you think about, you know, it's like 5 FaZe players.
Yeah.
Just straight up.
So that's an interesting comment from him, and I do wonder, I mean, it's got to be better than playing on CLG, right?
Anything would be better than playing on CLG, yeah.
And I think that for me, I look at FNS and Cloud9, and I'm thinking CLG, FNS, Cloud9, CLG, FNS. But I don't think that's really fair to look at it that way. So it's still, for me, it's still like a journey watching this team play together, and I'm enjoying watching it.
Mm-hmm. It is fun. It is interesting. And it's hard to see about a calling style until you see a different calling style in the team. Then you really notice the differences. And we've got to see the FNS calling style in 2 different teams now, so it is interesting.
Pop flash over the top of the ramp, and they see no one there. And Rush is around the corner, just keeping people honest for the time being. And he will have heard that flashbang, so perhaps he has a read as to what that might have been. Does that change the intentions of Rogue? Similar to the pistol round on the previous Mirage, the first pistol round, there is no one in B itself. Just through the window is Hiko. So what does this mean for the intentions of Rogue? They could have 2 people very quickly on the short position.
It is weird. Not a big fan of having to retake B, but on pistols, it's not as difficult to get in through those choke points. Hiko, I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
Peppering away, he will get shot down to 3 HP, overstaying his welcome, and he is most certainly not welcome, not anymore, because the bomb site is with Cloud9. Cadian will be boosted by the likes of GMD. 2 smokes down. Maybe that's an opportunity to close the distance rather than duel from here, but they will choose to hold their position for the time being. So 3 in the market, 2 on short. With the numbers in the market, maybe they'll have to wait for them to start proceedings. But Hiko takes one for the team. He was low anyway. He will be cannon fodder, and they must continue to go. Automatic's going to get taken down. Oh, 6 teammate was reloading, but couldn't get it in time. Sick on the bomb now, 2 versus 1. Operation Human Shield, FNS can't quite hit the mark. And that will be the pistol run for Rogue.
The key there for the retake was occupy all of the good retake spots, make sure they can't get too much information, and then push in all together when they're in the site. And you could see them doubled up on defaults, having to jump around the site pillars, empty pillar, and that made them quite uncomfortable. And it ends up coming down to a 2v1 that I think in the 2v1 situation, it was pretty 50-50. If FNS hit a shot on the guy planting the bomb, then he could reset the situation, but he didn't, so we didn't get to see what would happen in that case. Attempted a spray down now as they all come out of A through Palace and A ramp. Sick is still alive and well with them 4 and can defend against the bomb plants. No money for you, Cloud9.
Out come the AKs, the Kalashnikovs, named after the man who created them. Dead now, of course.
Recently
Rush.
dead.
A few years ago.
A few years ago.
I want to say last 5 years, might be slightly more than that, but I think it's the last 5 years.
It's a good run.
It was a good run. I think that's a nice way of looking at it when like an old person dies. I mean, it's easy for me to say if they're not like close to me or related or something, but I would like to think that I'd be like, that was a good run.
Yeah.
You know?
We take life too seriously in this.
Speaking of the core fraggers of Cloud9, Tarek and Rush putting in work in the middle area. Rush continues on to take GMD down in a short position. That limits the eyes in mid. Hiko still lurking around as Hiko does, but it's a 2 versus 4. This angle works out for him on Rush. Where is Sick? That is a question for Cloud9 to answer, and it's answered pretty quickly. Automatic turning up as well. FNS could doodle an automatic now. Hiko lost spotted in the jungle position, and he's got himself another kill. The bomb hasn't been planted just yet, but it's about to go down. Here come the flashbangs, here comes Hiko. Made his way through the smoke at the very least, but he's trying to identify where these players are. Skadoodle up on the box to finish things off, and that's round number 1 for Cloud9.
Yeah, I just didn't anticipate the one person to jump up on the box, but
On the box.
our man in the back was very low, so... Oof, that was a nice peek from Derek. Gideon actually had an AWP in this round, didn't he? But not for long. But not for long. And now Rogue have decided to force off the back of these 3 rifles that they can buy and 2 CZs. It's still a terrifying buy to go up against. It's not ideal for Rogue because of the lack of utility, but in terms of pure firepower, I wouldn't say they're that far off. Got to draw the line somewhere closer now with CZs.
Yeah, if you can't draw a circle, at least you could draw a line, Lunders.
Well, I could just draw a line around a paper and then fold the paper. And then I have a circle.
What kind of paper are you folding? I mean, surely that's some kind of rectangle.
Not folding, wrapping. Damn it. I'll show you on paper.
Do you know what a rectangle is, Lunders?
I know that a rectangle. Yes, I know every rule about a rectangle. Would you like me to explain it, or would you like to talk about this round that's happening?
I'm waiting for it to advance.
More important to the audience.
We can have some silence here. It's okay.
They're about to get in the site.
We can see that 3 players for Rogue are playing close on A.
Opening kill is the most important kill of the round, James. Besides the last kill.
I'm allowing the beauty of the game to tell the story until such a time as I feel it necessary to talk. Cadian is in trouble. The pop flash will help him escape, but what good is the escape when that's where Cloud9 are going? Perhaps he can keep the weapons together. It's like 2 cats had a fight and 1 ran away. I don't know if you have cats around where you live. Sometimes you can hear them screaming in the evening.
I had raccoons kill each other outside of my house that I grew up in.
Really?
Yes, they would always fight in the trees.
To the death?
I think it was yes, and I think with raccoons it's the female one that bullies the males.
Wow.
So it's very...
I saw a raccoon in Boston when I was there for the major. I had insomnia, so I was walking around the street where our hotel is at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I saw a raccoon, and it's like a small bear crossed with a dog.
It's scary, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Because it's too big for a rodent, so it's terrifying.
It's a big thing.
It's an absolute unit. Raccoon. And the rabies.
I have rabies injections.
I thought that sentence was going to end early.
Because I travel to different kinds of countries, I was recommended by the travel doctor to get the rabies jabs. Had to get 3, at least 2 weeks apart.
And now you're clean.
It was painful, man. I demanded the child sticker and a sweet.
Huh?
The plaster, I mean, the child plaster with a little, you know, little kitty stuff on.
It's hard to turn down a free sweet.
Nice jumping by Vice. I haven't joined your KZ server just yet.
You have not?
No, I do intend to. I haven't made the mouse wheel change yet.
Yeah, you have to be a sub.
I'm resisting.
On the Twitch.
I'm resisting. See if Rogue can retake this. 2 AKs on Cloud9, FNS and Skadoodle. The less likely of the bunch. Let's see if they can hold it down. It's the inverse plot. FNS too far to the left. Skadoodle will offer something as well. There's a second frag, running out of bullets though. Moves to the Glock and FNS finesse. The best.
Keep going.
Come at me, 3 of you can't test.
There we go. Oh man.
Bring a vest.
200 ADR, 300 ADR.
Pujan, get the strap meta. Let's go. Get the strap.
Back with the strap meta. Pancakes in one hand, strap in the other.
Streaming up the short position, but stopping. There are gaps to be had here for Rogue. Has Kaden got the flicks for the chicks?
Or the dudes. I don't think they're in.
What rhymes with dudes? I don't know.
Boobs.
You got the boobs for the dudes.
2 boobs. Or boobs too.
Sheesh. 1 minute 10 on the clock. The CT still in control of the connector position, but there are no more smokes to slow down this advance from Cloud9. They are, however, streaming away from mid, leaving Tarek in the chair position. There's no time to sit down. They must capitalize on their advantage.
Rogue still have a lot of coverage in this round because they're still close connector and in window as well. They've actually also got Cadian opping window. So this round is definitely not over, and they've crushed the underpass play that indicates that it might be an A hit. Except they're second guessing themselves and going B.
Does Sick hear the scope from his position? Oh, he's on fire. He's in trouble. He is barbecuing, and he is on 6 HP. No, he died. 20 seconds left. Does Vice play for the plant here? 20 seconds. They don't have control of connector, so they can't really plant the bomb here, but Skadoodle will try anyway. Risks have to be taken. Oh, he sees the booty, but he can't quite find the kill. Skadoodle on 1 HP with an AWP, and he's made his way all the way back to ramp, to Tetris. That's a problem for Rogue on this retake. No flashes, no grenades, no nothing for the CT side. Automatic with a brazen peek on Vice, and that might be enough to take this round for Cloud9.
Unreal. They might have been able to create some space for themselves if they killed Skadoodle there with that spam. And they might have been able to stop the plant as well. It was so close from Vice. So damn close. I think the over-rotate, though, is what did them in. I don't know what caused them to change up and think it was B. But if it was some kind of counter read to seeing Russian underpass, then they were sorely mistaken. Now Rogue don't have the money to buy. And here's the start of the round. Tarek gets his kill in connector, and Sick also stays alive way too long and manages to find a frag. So who knows? Maybe that round should have ended earlier, even earlier than it did.
Nice. I'm so scared to take those picks these days. A, because either I get naded, or B, I just fail anyway. Ooh, Skadoodle. It's going to give up the AWP, but there are so many numbers there, and Automatic can go for the cleanup operation, but they're waiting for him. Tarek's choosing to fight. This is really interesting. He needs to get that bomb towards B as quickly as possible. And Tarek will settle. He will settle for that 1 kill and reposition accordingly. They can plant the bomb for apartments. It's a little deep though, which means that if they were to take a position in apartments, if there was a CT on the site, they could defuse the bomb with enough cover where they wouldn't be shot.
See, the search party was out to try to find Tarek, but all he had to do was make presence. And it was actually key that he took that contact to get a kill first and then just disappeared.
Can they hold on to the AWP?
The $1 million question.
The answer is yes. Some nice damage done. That makes things a lot more expensive for Cloud9. Drains the funds, keeps them honest as Rogue come back on for the buy.
That's a big pickup. Saving all this money, they certainly would have spent the money on an op here, so now Cadian I don't even think has to drop. I'm sure that money will come into effect. They've actually decided to pick up 2, which is maybe a decision we wouldn't have seen. I like this because there are opportunities for Rogue to get kills on dry peaks from Cloud9 right now. We're feeling pretty confident. We're going out light.
Five to 2, the grenade starts to sail into the site. Six taking considerable damage. Where does he go now? Standing in the smoke, manages to escape to CT. It will be a retake situation for Rogue. Cloud9 looking for number 6. Boost over the smoke, looking to punish the plant, but there's a smoke in the middle of the site to stop that. FNS manages to get it down and get out of there. What is a post-plant setup now for Cloud9? There's a flank from GMD, but he'll need his other teammates to be the aggressors. FNS holding the angle. Charging forward like a rabid animal. Gets the frag. 4 versus 4. 2 CTs around connector jungle, 2 CTs in CT. And now you've got FNS going for the hero rotation all the way into mid. In the meantime, Cadian picked off. FACEIT will trade. They're not anywhere close to the bomb site just yet. Tarek now on the ramp, has scope for the wide peak here. FNS is showing as well, I think. And this is not doable, not anymore. Hiko eliminated 6 to 2 in favor of Cloud9.
Hiko is totally keen on that kill at mid. Another round where it's just very, very close in terms of trades as to who's going to win and who's going to lose. But another round that Cloud9 are the ones to do it. And also Rogue put quite a bit of money in that round. Somehow we're going to be able to afford the double op setup again. I guess that comes with saving 1 the first time. But I don't think that we'll see them try it again after this round. So hopefully for them. Potential for 9 rounds still left in this half. And Rush is making some presence up in the B apartments. Everybody else is in a pretty passive default. They've started to creep out mid. 1 man in window, but he is not getting frisky. GMD sitting back, making sure nobody's crossing cat. As well as Vice. It looks like the ops are actually just anchoring right now. Oh no, 1 is on cat.
Ooh. All silent and then a few shots and a headshot. Vice taken down around connector. GMD will try to hold on to connector. Maybe look over that smoke, but he will be exposed as well. There's the smoke from the T side as they look to move elsewhere. Nobody on cat, that's been cleared out. And an early re-smoke here from short into connector, which will keep Tarek bored for a while. We reach the 35-second mark. Automatic is in the palace position, looking to perhaps cut off rotation. They can't go through the smoke, surely, so he might be in position, but now they can. In the meantime, the bomb is trailing the players coming into the B bomb site. Rushes the first man down. That smoke will allow the CTs to come through the door on the rotation, but Hiko's being picked off. Sit gets in the door just in time to stop the plant from going down. 10 seconds to stay alive. That bomb has to get planted. There are 2 CTs alive, although 1 is some distance away, so Skadoodle must get this kill, but it's too late now. Sick running around in circles, and the round has collapsed for Cloud9.
Good at playing that pillar there. And the bomb plant going down out of desperation. That's one of the symptoms of you might experience if you get into a site late. Is like even a normal plant like that will just be rushed by a few seconds, and they would have loved to be able to clear empty pillar, which is the #1 spot that players on B fall back to when the offense executes out of the apartments. They didn't feel like they had the time to do it. That smoke could have come down a little bit earlier for Cadian. We're seeing a lot more teams be much more disciplined and coordinated about that, where they throw that smoke down and the operator doesn't have to worry about taking 40 to 60 damage, and instead can focus on his fight, and he probably would have been offered up a duel there.
Three to 6. Mag 7 on Mirage. It's never a good indicator for a CT side. Now that Mag 7 is rotating, even more interesting. Could be used around connector perhaps, but if you have to turn to face the site, maybe not so good.
Yeah, that is really weird to have a Mag 7 be a rotate. But as long as he gets into a dedicated spot, it's all good, and it looks like he is finding one. But he won't be much help versus a connector split from here.
44 seconds remain. 4 players in connector for Cloud9. Oh, it could have been 2 for Vice, but it isn't. GMD in the window position. Hiko at long range. He will think FNS with the Mag 7, but again, interesting rotation from him. And once again, Cloud9 having issues planting the bomb. 2 versus 2 with 20 seconds on the clock. And that bomb is completely exposed. FNS doing what he can, but he can't do much. Automatic with the inverse. Plant has to gamble. And down it goes. Versus Cadian and GMD. He'll go into the firebox position. Very limited information. Again, he's crouching. You can stand on the bench by triple and see someone's head if they're standing around here. So he has to be really careful. GMD up close. He's got the 1 versus 1. Cadian maybe trying to bait with the AWP, but that gave Automatic the confidence for the first duel. Wins the second one as well. Round number 7 for Cloud9, and Roger poor once again.
Standing behind your opponent is a really interesting play that you can throw in once in a while. That if you have enough time on the site where the CTs coming in have to guess where you're going or where you went because they don't have info, one of the last places they'll guess is behind the plant. And so you're still 5 seconds away. You can't exactly see it, but as soon as the CTs see it, they'll be very confused, and that works in your favor.
Quick rush into the B bomb site. Seems they know that the armory is limited. They will try to abuse that fact, and so far so good. They've managed to go 1 for 1 and take the bomb site. They have utility now to smoke these positions off. Got to be careful though with that window smoke. It needs to be inside the window, otherwise they can burst out of it with a flashbang. They'll try to do that anyway, but there is a Molotov to come as well, should they choose to use it. That smoke is a problem. The angle's being held by the T-side. There's the Molotov, which funnels the CTs, and they'll both go down. Vice will quickly follow, leaving Cadian alone. That Molotov worked perfectly. Cadian shoots Tarek in the bum, but he's got 2 more to go. Oh, that's a nice headshot for Cadian. Very nice indeed. Some extra damage there, but it is a 5-round deficit now.
That's definitely a nice try right there. But just as you mentioned, it's not a great place to be in for Rogue. Another save on the board, and I love a good B rush on the A. I think the call was great, and you know it obviously looks better because there was only 1 in B, but it's just off. It's much more rare that you see people stack that side of the map on Mirage. Here it is, another stack towards A, but smokes and flashes are cascading over the site with the long-range rifles nearing in as well.
Not much that the CTs have to offer in this round. Tarek will not fear much, but he will run to his dooms. Good dude. Okay. Okay, there was a team kill in there as well.
Oh, man.
And, I mean, wow. You do not see that every day.
On the running executes, it's not that easy to molly under Balk. You can't do it from behind a ramp. You have to do it from Palace, and it takes some time to get there. So I guess they didn't have one come out soon enough, but there were 3 to 4 people scurrying around above and under the Palace balcony. So my god, that was a full-on USP. That was a full-fledged USP eco.
That is a rare round. A rare round. I couldn't even register what was happening. I was just watching Tarek run for a smoke, and in the meantime, everyone's dying on the kill feed.
That's probably what Tarek's mind was thinking about too. And they've just completely siphoned their economy. Yeah.
That has let Rogue back into this half. All of a sudden, what in the blazes was that? Well, it has happened. It is in the past. It is history. You can't do anything about that.
Just as Dave Chappelle would say, you've just got to walk that stuff off.
You can't change history unless you're Kim Jong-un and you hold every Olympic record and so on and so forth.
Oh, yeah.
He's a reformed man, it seems. They just freed some American prisoners.
Oh, they did.
Some hostages.
Good for them.
They've ended the Korean War.
Well, there was some.
They're achieving, man. They're doing real history now.
I think he's just playing underwater backgammon because there's a rumor that he just blew up all the scientists by accident. So then he had no choice but to make peace.
Blew up all. There was a rumor that a mountain had collapsed.
Yeah, from the nuclear tests.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he might have just owned himself.
Well,
It's all for the greater good.
as long as there's progress, I'm all for it. I am all for it. How do you collapse the mountain? I don't know. And I'll pass on finding out. Cloud9, this is just a weird situation. We might have a 7-8 half now, based on that bizarre round. I don't know what to say.
Oh my god, it's a hard eco, another hard eco.
It's the hard E. What a turn of events. Imagine if Rogue can turn this around and win the match. That could be a thing now.
It would definitely be cause for some John Travolta looking confused gifs.
Second sniper on Sick. A fully equipped Rogue, perhaps gifted around by Cloud9. But we must move on. It is the last round now of the first half. We've got the fast short play being attempted, but Vice has gone too deep to see this. Goes back and loses the duel. What do they do now, Cloud9? They've got 3 more smokes. They could drop the second one onto Cat if they wanted to go towards B, but they've got nobody in apartments for a B split. Speaking of which, Hiko is in a very aggressive position towards B, which may have put more numbers towards A. However, they've lost a man very early on. Again, Vice, who was in connector. If there is a pop flash, GMD is unlikely to get hit by it in that position. Cadian getting aggressive, giving some sound cues away, and Skadoodle is ready and waiting for him. Their GMD peak this position.
Oh boy. I think Skadoodle would have the advantage if he's aware, but this is actually not so bad for Rogue. Yeah, oh my god.
Oh, almost a third. Not quite, but the bomb is now in a precarious position in the middle of mid on its own. Escaping to top mid. Hiko waiting. Rush expecting. Some shoulder was enough for Rush to be taken out by Hiko, who eventually falls back to 2 CTs in B already. 35 seconds. What are you to do, Cloud9? Hiko making a lot of noise now towards the short position. The reload will be heard as well. As you can see, Automatic already using a directional sound to figure out what's going on, looking to pre-fire these positions. So Rogue may have cost themselves. Automatic making his way into the site now. Spotting Hiko, maybe thought he'd abandon his post. Now it's Tarek versus 2. Doesn't realize they're both there, and Hiko will get the second one as well. Could have gone the other way with the information being conceded, but Rogue will get round number 7 on the board in the first half.
The 3v5 to round it off. Very well done. And GMD, nice plays from Connector. Those first 2 frags were
Impact frags. Such a fast second kill. I like the patience he showed on the third kill attempts as well. Respecting his weapon. And here we are. What a bizarre turn of events. Could have been an 11-4 half or something like that for Cloud9, but no. Opportunity knocks for Rogue. Hiko with the P250, flash and smoke. Everybody else with Glocks. Vice with flash and smoke as well. So, where are these smokes headed? Leaving CT open, it seems. Very late jungle smoke, but they get a frag regardless. Automatic though has not been checked for. He just for the 1 kill. Second kill is there, and now his teammates in sandwich. FNS coming out for 2 kills of his own. Tarek not even needed from that sandwich position. That balcony smoke landed so... I mean, it didn't really cost them the round per se, but that kind of... you want them to go off at the same time, surely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely want to time them so that they go off at the same time. Not exactly sure what went wrong there, but Automatic's position was key.
It was unchecked.
Unchecked.
If you have somebody going towards sandwich, they can check the ninja position from there.
Mm-hmm. That always sucks when you're sitting at ninja and someone goes sandwich. And you start getting spam before you can even see them. That's what you get for trying to be cheeky. Rush that we are seeing unfolding in front of our eyes. Very much unlike the Cloud9 anti-eco Mirage. This is the no flash Rogue P250 run through Molly B-Rush. You think they're going to run out of ammo. They don't. They just keep shooting.
Have you played the Metal Gear Solid series on console?
I've played I actually just played the first Metal Gear Solid, not the second one.
There was one where you're in some kind of office complex and you're not Solid Snake, you're some other dude. And he throws you some ammo. And then your character says, "What about you?" And he goes, "Unlimited ammo." This is a response, which I thought was pretty cool.
The quotes from that game were actually hilarious.
Unlimited ammo. That fourth wall, though.
I played it on the PSP as well. There was a Metal Gear on the PSP. It was like a trading card version. It's pretty cheeks, but still Metal Gear. So.
Scout is out for Skadoodle. 3-round lead for Cloud9. The AKs are hunting. Oh, that is just so good. Honestly, that's like just a chocolate gâteau just thrown into your mouth. Just perfectly landing, not even touching the sides. Let's go.
Switch.
Rush up close with the MP9 will prove successful. There's a weapon to be collected later on, should he desire one. And now we've got a almost a bait and switch setup. GMD taking Tarek out, but Skadoodle will avenge the death of his brethren. 3 versus 2 now. That quickly changes as Hiko gets picked off, and Kaden can't quite hit the mark there, leaving 3 Cloud9 players alive. And Rogue get put on eco once more.
It's interesting to see that 2 of these rounds, or rounds like that, compared to a round of the first half, where connector control got taken, was handled a little bit differently. Like Cloud9 tried to retake mid, whereas Rogue would let them get into the site and then work on the trades from there. And both ways of approaching that kind of map control work in different situations.
I have been informed by white people that if Cloud9 win either of these maps, they qualify for LAN.
Nice.
Vice trying to plant the bomb. He will not prove successful, however. No kills, no plant for Rogue. Worst case scenario. That's in the checkbox right now. They do have a buy regardless, though.
Worst case Ontario, as Connor likes to say.
Does he say that?
Yeah. It's Canadian. It's from a Canadian show.
But you mean our Connor says that?
Oh, no. That's Scrawny.
Oh, okay, because we were supposed to know that. Thanks, Lauders.
Supposed to know his first
I was like, why would Connor say that?
He won your caster challenge.
I don't know.
One season, James.
It sounds too corny for the Connor in our studio to say that.
It's not corny.
I don't class him as a corny guy.
It's not a corny line. You're saying Canadian humor is corny? That's fine.
No, if it was an Englishman saying it would be corny, because why would you say that? If he's Canadian, then fine.
Oh.
We know what Canadians are like.
Okay. Wait.
2 players remain for Rogue here, Sick and Vice. They have control of the bomb. But Vice is in a vulnerable position, although Cloud9 may feel vulnerable if they look for information in this mid-area. If he jumps to his doom. But Tarek has to be very, very careful indeed.
He doesn't even know, but it doesn't even matter. Vice falls in his lap.
Not the bomb, though.
That's true.
Sick has the bomb, the all-important bomb. He's been spotted, but by the MP9 of FNS. Can't do much of that apart from buy time for his team to rotate. And he's done that well. Tarek is in position. Tarek is unexpected. Maybe spotted now by Sick, and Skadoodle is also there. 13-7.
There isn't much hope, and I would call a timeout if I was Rogue, because I would try to figure out what we're going to do next round. It does go to 14. Well, you kind of need to let them have this because you don't have enough money for an op. You won't have enough money for nades. Justifying a buy here doesn't make sense when you still have a 1-round buffer between you and match point. But you are thinking about the fact that you only have 7 rounds in total. And if you don't start doing that damage to their economy now, you're going to have to win 3 to 4 rifle rounds in a row just to get them to save, and then still have to come back from that as they get full loss bonus. That's a nightmare.
Tick-tock. Rogue have made an investment into this round. Some smokes. The bomb carried by Vice. 2 in the bottom, 2 at the top. Moving in for close quarters engagement. Sick leading the charge with the CZ7F5. Taken down by Skadoodle in a passive position, escapes instantly. He knows what Rogue may have been going for there. Automatic, they'll get caught in the window. FNS, that is cheeky. That's very cheeky indeed, and they may still pay for this, Cloud9. There was a reason Skadoodle exited this position. FNS charging straight in, left with 2 HP. Cadian, 1 versus 2. Trying to bait the AWP shot out. There it is. 8 bullets in the mag. Skadoodle says no.
Skadonglos. He does it. That was close. FNS, if he dies in window, you'd think maybe that round's over, because that bomb was close to window as well. That was the only player holding down B, and he's 2 HP, so it's important he got the kills.
See how fast Skadoodle was out of there after that first shot. That was really, really awesome. He was gone. He was smoke. He was ghost.
He's the slickness.
He was ghost.
He's sliding on WD-40.
An exchange of grenades top mid, and GMD will prevail, and he needs to. His team have half the score of their opponent. Cloud9 only 2 rounds away from London, from Nando's, from Big Ben without the bong, from fish and chips.
You can get fish and chips here. Can't be that hard.
Stop. It's about an identity.
Fish.
The identity of this place is not fish and chips.
And chips is just fries for you guys who are American and don't know. It's just fries.
There is a fish and chip place on Venice Beach though.
See?
But you can have all these things together, not just one. Not just one Launders. Where's your Big Ben?
We don't need a Big Ben.
We ain't got no Ben.
I bet it looks just as good in the pictures. Except I've seen it, and I can't confirm.
You're a waste man. 3 men left for Cloud9. Skadoodle cutting down the numbers here of Rogue. Bomb being collected, picked back up. He's bought time for his team. He's bought time for Automatic to charge in. But is he good for the frags? Automatic. Sick is baiting him. Sick with a peek. That is disgusting. That leaves Rush alone, 1 versus 3, coming into the market position. Angles being held by Cadian with the AWP, but Cadian also has the bomb. He can't stand here forever. Flashbang did not quite hit the mark. I don't know how it bounced out of the window, not in.
That flash was too insane. 1v3, no chance.
No chance in hell. Mr. McMahon.
I need to watch more wrestling.
You don't really, unless it's Japanese.
Yeah.
The American one has seen better days.
Oh, I can watch Japanese. Subtitle.
One of the matches at the last week's pay-per-view was ended by both wrestlers kicking each other in the balls and then going down for a 10 count. It was rated one of the worst pay-per-views of all time. That was WWE Backlash. There was indeed a backlash. Vice picked off early by Tarek. Tarek and Co still looking for match point. Hiko taken out towards the B bomb site. This is not a good start for Rogue. Sick walking through the smoke to join his teammate, to join his brother-in-arms. So what is the plan here? The bomb is in B apps. The remaining players are towards connector. So they need Cadian to make a play, but if he fails, the bomb is lost.
The setup is way too good for Cloud9. They have no openings. No one's going to push. So they can wait the timeout if they want to, but there's no reason for Cloud9 to even go and seek out information, especially with the 2 ops. So this could easily turn into a save situation if Rogue, don't go ahead and just like run.
That smoke will be quite telling, and there's already a 3rd person here for Cloud9. As soon as that connector smoke came in, they had an idea of what might be happening. GMD picked off, Sick goes as well, and Cadian still has been given nothing. No peek, no need. 5 versus 3. They don't give anything away. They don't chase until the round is over. Let this be a lesson to people at home.
If you're going to queue up on any of the FACEIT hubs, Mythic or Dust 2, don't chase until the round's over.
Don't give your opponent a way back into the round where there is enough threat that if you mess it up, they have a chance.
Wasn't there some clause in the FACEIT rules that was like if you cheated, then you would go to their house or something? You're allowed to go to their house.
We reserve the right to go to their house and open up their computer, check it for hamsters.
Tell their parents.
Absolutely. I wanted to go to someone's house.
Got Roth to come to your house.
See what's in the fridge.
Take a look at your
Maybe
lives.
the hacks are in here. Opens the fridge. Match point for Cloud9. LAN point, if you will. LAN stands for Local Area Network.
Thank you, James.
You're welcome. Can take nothing for granted, Launders. Grenades fly into the A site and Rush flies out of this round. Tarek will trade though. GMD will be punished for his sins. For his insolence. Quick scope from Skadoodle. Can't quite get the second shot off though. FNS and Automatic remain. Smokes off in CT. Maybe there's an opening for Automatic to look over this smoke. Not easy to see a CT standing in this position, but how do they win this round? FNS leading the charge around the triple position. Does he look towards Sandwich properly? He does, and Vice gets taken out. There is a Molotov Automatic could throw it towards the ramp position and go for a gamble defuse. FNS kind of just leaving his teammates to fight on his own and hide with low HP. And what has happened there?
He's dead! Oh my...
Oh my god, FNS, what are you doing?
Oh my god.
No, I swear to god, if he...
Don't do this. No, my
god. Oh boy. FNS with a CLG special at the end.
Dude.
That was quite a turn of events. That was hilarious. He touched the bomb and then hid while Automatic faced both players.
Yeah, that was great.
But I don't think they knew at the point, in fairness, that they were both on the ramp position. Maybe one could have been Palace, who knows. But then I don't know what happened to Cadian getting barbecued at the end there.
Right back into the fire. The Rogue story.
That was, yeah, that was a weird one. Very unusual ending to that game.
Maybe a game that could have been more one-sided, but Rogue had a good comeback in the first half. After Cloud9 gave him an opening on a full USP round, that was very strange. A write-off, one they'll certainly not talk about.
I'm just waiting for this last round. I just want to try and figure out what the hell happened.
From history books. Yeah, I think it.
So there was this fun.
And then FNS just...
And there's the molly. So Cadian had like 40 HP or something. I don't know what the hell happened there, but
yeah.
It will go the way of Cloud9, which means that Cloud9 make it to LAN. Congratulations to Cloud9. Now we will move on to Cobblestone, which will be our last match of the evening. Cobblestone between these two teams. We shall see if Cloud9 can go 2-0 and try and get a better placing for the LAN seeding. Time will tell. We will see you after the break.